Today I'm with Dr. Ken Collerson from Victory Metals. Ken, how are you today?
I'm very well. I've recovered from jet lag after flying from Australia in about 24 hours. I'm okay.
Well, I was just enjoying reading your biography, and let's see, I'm reading here that you determined the geological age of the Mount Weld carbonatite, which of course is Linus.
Yes.
You were involved in identifying some of the main rocks at Strange Lake.
Yeah, correct.
And so what made you decide to join Victory Metals?
Two years ago, the managing director reached out to me. He'd searched the database for a rare earth expert in Australia, and he found me, and he flew over from Perth to Brisbane to try and drag me out of retirement and to assist them with understanding something quite interesting that he'd recognised in the area. Now, when you're making new discoveries in exploration, the whole key to it is seeing what other people see, but thinking what no one has thought before. And that's exactly what we did with the Victory Northern Stanmore discovery, which is sitting between two gold mines, but here we have a rare earth gold discovery that is very, very valuable.
And for those of you out there who may not have heard of Victory Metals is ASX listed and has a $131 million market cap. So if I was to ask you, Ken, what are the 3 reasons I should drop everything and go learn about Victory Metals, what would you tell me?
The main reason, or the 3 main reasons with Victory Metals is it is what is called a regolith-based rare earth system. That means it differentiates itself from the hard rock mines where you need mining, cracking, extraction of ore, significant chemical treatment in order to extract the rare earths. With the Victory Metals discovery at North Stanmore, this is what's called a regolith or clay-hosted rare earth deposit, where weathering, Mother Nature has done much of the chemical breakdown of the primary rare earth-bearing minerals. And so we require much less capex to get the project underway, sort of on the order of our initial scoping study was suggesting something like $300 million US to capex. That may blow out to 400 million. We are going to release our PFS shortly. The other aspect of the deposit is it's a leachable deposit, it's a free dig deposit, it's a huge deposit. We have identified 530 million tonnes of rare earths in ore on about 10% of the exploration target, and that's equivalent. That mineral resource estimate that's already been done, it defines a mine life of 30 years. So considering this is 10% of the target, this is a huge discovery. And the last point is, it's not like many of the other clay-hosted systems. This one is not significantly rich in the light rare earths, it's rich in the heavy rare earths. The critical heavy rare earths being dysprosium and terbium, both for magnet components, but also for robotics and drones, but also for military applications. So terbium is enriched in our deposit, along with scandium, another critical metal, and hafnium. So it's a very multifaceted deposit. It requires no significant mining infrastructure, no blasting, just free dig. It's deep. The system extends from the surface down as deep as 70 metres, and within that 70-metre interval we have 3 or 4 zones of significant rare earth enrichment. Now, within the MRE area, we've now identified that there are subzones that are even more significantly enriched in the heavies than in our original ore resource estimate. We estimated about 38% heavy rare earths to total rare earths initially, but we're finding zones now of 70 to 80% heavy rare earth enrichments in concentrations that are up to 1%. That's 10,000 parts per million. This is very, very significant, a very unique deposit geologically.
As impressive as an answer as that was, your most recent news release says North Stanmore among the highest dysprosium, terbium, clay-hosted rare earth results, but your CEO's quote was phenomenal. He says the scale and grade of dysprosium and terbium we continue to uncover at North Stanmore is nothing short of extraordinary. He goes on to say these results, North Stanmore is one of the world's most enriched heavy rare earth clay deposits, and critically, they come out with a burden of radioactive elements. Now, some of our audience members may not understand the attribute of that, but perhaps you can expand on that.
Yes, well, Mother Nature has done us a service in this deposit, because during the weathering, and I'll come back to about the weathering a little later, during the weathering event, groundwaters passed through the profile and stripped the mobile thorium and uranium that was released when the primary minerals broke down. And by the way, the primary minerals in these systems, it's been shown, largely are released by organic acids from weathering of humus and tropical plant material that permeate the soil. And so the primary minerals broke down, uranium and thorium were stripped out of the system with groundwaters passing through it. And possibly somewhere in the area we may have a uranium and thorium deposit, the secondary deposit, but we're not focusing on that. And so that's why our levels of uranium and thorium are basically continental crustal averages. So we have about 7 ppm thorium, about 2 ppm uranium in the ore. And that's very different from many of the other clay-hosted systems.
Well, speaking of different from other systems out there, you recently also announced that you received $10 million from Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth investment arm. That's intriguing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
We were offered, let me clarify that, we were offered $10 million from the Saudi Arabian investment arm, but for that they wanted a large proportion of our offtake, and we, at this stage, took a decision that we wanted to remain fairly agnostic in terms of who we were going to provide offtake to, and we are keeping our options open to possibly supply Japanese houses as well as European houses. So we were not willing to commit 100% offtake at this point of our development.
Well, that was a significant offer that you passed on. So obviously you have other suitors coming to the dance.
Yes, we raised recently $11.5 million in a capital raising. That was achieved in 2 days. We have also active negotiations going on with government agencies in Australia. We're quite confident that we have sufficient funds to not only complete the PFS, which we've already partially funded completely, but also to take us to the next stage of doing the pilot plant construction.
Speaking of next stages, can you tell us what we as shareholders should anticipate in the upcoming quarter?
I'll look out for just more good news from Victory. Follow us on VTM, ASX code VTM. And as a director, there's stuff that I can't say or I'll be in deep trouble. But just follow VTM.
Well, I have to admit, I love the name Victory Metals. And for those of you out there seeking more information and to do your due diligence, please go to the following website. Thank you so much, Dr. Collerson.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.